Greetings, fellow Sicilians, and welcome back to Medieval 2 Total War, where we are about to attack our first settlement here at the village of Durazzo. Now, the reason that we're doing this is normally, and this is true in real life as well, not a lot of like actual castle assaults happen in real life because attacking walls is suicidal. I mean, like, you could outnumber an army 10 to 1, but if you're attacking like full-fledged like city walls, you're probably going to lose most, if not all, of your men, you know, the ones that don't retreat anyway. And this is sort of the case in Medieval 2 as well. You typically need to outnumber forces 2 to 1 in Medieval 2 to make a siege work, and that's depending on the quality of the troops. Some of the later tier troops are just, like, almost unkillable in sieges, so, like, on the defense, I should say. But it all comes down to the units in particular and, you know, tactics. And that's the thing about this game that I love is just the actual tactical ability. But I'm dragging on. Let us attack these Greek rebels and take the village of Durazzo.
This is where we shall meet the enemy.
Alright, we've deployed 304 men versus their 271. However, we have about 100 cavalry, whereas they don't. So,
Men, bring out people honor, glory, and
most of all, victory. Kind of cuts it off because the game loads too fast. I'll try to read some of these quotes in the loading screens when I can. My PC does load this game very quickly because it's so old, but try to read them where I can, just to kind of add a little bit of flavor. So this is our faction heir, Prince Simon. He's going to give us a rousing speech before we go into battle here.
Now, we take up the sword and buckle on our armor. We look to the Virgin to watch over our souls. We do all these things knowing that peril is close by. But I do them with a glad heart, because I am surrounded by good men. These rebellious knaves and villains are not fit to breathe the same air as we honest men. They must all die before dawn comes again. This is a mercy, because they richly deserve the gallows for turning against their betters. And so let's be about our tasks. I would dine, and battle gives me a powerful appetite. I invite a goodly number of you to join me at table later!
And with that, let us go to battle against these Greek rebels and take this village for our own. Now, I need to actually change the camera settings because the default camera is not very good. So we've got our troops here. We've got one group of mailed knights. Pretty effective heavy cavalry. We've got our general's bodyguard, which since he's a prince, these troops are actually very effective as well. We've got a group of Italian spear militia. And one thing about the Italians in this game is they get much better militia than anybody else. And on top of that, we also have a couple of peasant archers, which are about as good as you might expect. They do have one chevron of veterancy, though, which is actually quite helpful because normally, you know, any chevron is going to improve, you know, their accuracy and their morale, and you know, and morale is going to affect how long they keep fighting. So without further ado, let's see what kind of battle we got going on here. It doesn't look like they really want to come out to engage us. So we're going to have to just go in and take the brunt of it. And considering we have more heavy units, we're going to go in and just try to, you know, kill them in one decisive attack, I think. As you can see, all of our troops are marching along here. We'll bring an end to these Greek rebels. Now our plan here, we're going to try to distract them with archer fire while we bring our cavalry around to the flanks. Then we'll close in with our infantry, and we'll attack the the town militia from the back and the sides, and that should bring them to a pretty swift end. Alright, we're gonna have our troops run. Get in a little bit closer. We'll have them loosen up a bit so that they don't take as much damage from the archer fire. Get the cavalry in position. And we are taking some counterfire from the peasants up at the village. Spear militia getting a little too close in there. I don't want them to take archer fire before we actually get in there. Now the peasant archers are in a tighter formation, which means that they are probably going to take about as many casualties as we're taking, considering that we're downhill from them. And it would appear that the enemy forces are a bit in disarray. In fact, they're actually charging our general here. That's okay. We're on horseback. They're not. Alright, we're going to have our Italian militia advance. Well, Italian spear militia. It's important to denote the difference. Having our archers give some covering fire before they advance in. Alright, our infantry are outnumbered here, but they are superior infantry and they have a lot of armor. So hopefully this is going to mean that we'll be in a better position than them. Alright, we're going to have them on the charge. Oh, they're going to skewer some of them. Alright, let's send in the cavalry. This game is very cinematic, which is something I absolutely love about it. Now our general is coming in, Prince Simon, with his contingent of cavalry, coming in from the side.
It's unwise to praise the day before sunset, but we are blessed. The enemy general is dead. We have sent the idiot to
we've already killed the enemy's general, and as a result, this battle should be pretty easy. Before too long, their men should be breaking. Our other knights coming in from the other flank. We've got them sort of surrounded, and with superior troops. I don't foresee this ending well for the Greek rebels.
The enemy are badly blooded. They have lost half their men.
We are losing some cavalry, which is unfortunate. But the general's bodyguard will recover, and you know, we will completely destroy this regiment here. Amazing that they haven't broken yet, though. And the surround on them is getting, you know, much and much bigger with every passing moment. What a bloody battle. All over a small village.
Great curses! Our men no longer command the city!
Except that they do. Now this is actually giving our men some experience, albeit not as much as if they were fighting an actual army, but, you know, experience nonetheless. And we are actually going to have to slaughter them to a man, which is unfortunate.
All of Christendom will be awed by the victory we have won here today.
I lost a bit more cavalry there than I really wanted to, but you know, hey, that's a victory, and that's a new village for us. Give me another horse. Bind up my wounds. Shakespeare, King Richard III.
We tore them apart, my lord. Victory!
Now, this village has no population, basically, so we're just going to occupy it. Yeah, it's only got 400 people in it. The garrison was as big as the actual, like, number of people there. Now, interestingly, we are making some money now, which is strange. I'm not sure where all this income came from, but, you know, these things happen. We are still besieging 2 other cities. As a matter of fact, when we end this turn, Cagliari will likely, you know, try to sally out to defeat our army. So we'll see what happens there. Florence, of course, is still in a good position to become ours in time.
Your Majesty? How am I to serve our people?
What is it you would discuss?
Let's begin trading with the Venetians.
I see no problem. This was a good day for our people.
And Matilda she's a 6-charm princess. She's graceful and endearing enough to instill trust in others. She's also a diplomatic weapon. This graceful creature's experience at playing on her feminine charms has made her brilliant at having others see things her way. Which means we could probably get her to marry, like, a general off, if we can find one.
Speak to our representative.
Oh, hey, we've been rewarded with 2,500 florins for taking Durazzo. Which means if we subtract 2,500 from this, we would be at 4,300, so we'd still be losing quite a bit of money. Durazzo is making us 400 florins a turn, though, which is pretty nice. That being said, it's not really ideal, and we're going to be looking for bigger sources of income at Cagliari and Florence. So let's end this turn. We're probably going to get into another battle, and if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording, but let's see what happens. Well, first, yeah, Matilda got her diplomatic weapon. Prince Simon became chivalrous. A little bit, not a lot. He actually lost his point of dread that he had. So the chivalry in this game works 2 ways with leaders. You have your chivalry, and the more chivalry you have, the more morale your troops have. And there's an opposite of it where you're kind of like evil, like you slaughter people, you don't let people retreat, and that gives you dread, which lowers enemy morale when you're in battle. So very useful to have, I would say. We're still very weak, though, and we'll be looking to improve as time passes. Now, the garrison at Cagliari has surrendered without a fight, and so we're going to occupy it, since they are Christian, and it shouldn't cause any problems. We're going to send Matilda now to Milan.
Happily, my lord.
Is there something I can do for you?
And let's go ahead and we're not trading with them, and apparently we can't. We don't have the option to trade. Interesting.
Almost, but not quite until next.
All right, they don't want to trade maps with us. That's okay. We're gonna instead head to France
Very well.
with Matilda. She may not ever marry anyone, and I mean that's fine with me. I just wanted to do something with her. Now I think we're actually making florins every turn now that we've captured Cagliari, which makes me really want to just start really pumping out stuff. We're going to build a mustering hall here in Cagliari so we can train a peasant to garrison the train some peasants to garrison the area while we figure out what to do next.
Full sails.
Now we're going to kind of go on a scouting run here, see what the rest of the map is like. Wish you could get like a better. I guess you can zoom in a bit, which is pretty helpful for seeing like what's going on. And we're going to go ahead and end the turn. We will probably have to fight these Florentine rebels. So let's see what happens. Alright, and we do have a battle going on, so I am going to go ahead and save and stop the recording here so we can, so we can fight this battle. And I'll see you guys on the battlefield.